Hey everybody, Ricky D. The thing I've been wanting to do since I got this car is get rid of this old GM stereo head unit. And today we're going to do it. We're going to replace it with a 7-inch touchscreen Android with backup camera capabilities and all the good stuff. So let's go for the ride.
To get going with the installation, you'll need these parts. First is the Metra 953304 dash kit. Fits perfectly. Then the Access steering wheel control module and wire harness. The steering wheel control module didn't work. The Metra 40CR10, that's needed if your unit has the standard jack for an antenna, and then butt connectors 14 or 16 gauge.
Okay, what we'll be installing today is this Ankway unit. It's a 2-DIN 7-inch with a touch screen. It has Wi-Fi, 10.1 Android, Bluetooth, has backup camera capabilities, and includes the camera as well. I'm not going to get into any type of review today. I'm going to make a separate video on that, so you might want to check it out. The first panel to take off for installation is on the driver's side. And you just pry this part off, and you have three screws to take out, and that's 1, 2, and 3. Once you've taken out these 3 screws, and those are 7mm by the way, then you have to go under the dash, and you take out, there is a, sorry about that, folks. There's a fastener here. It has to be pulled out. And then on the other side, you'll see another fastener. And then you're able to get to, there is a, I guess another 7mm screw right there. You got to get to that guy. And then there's one more on the other side of the steering wheel. Right there. You got to take that one out. And that should take out this bottom panel. Okay, all you need to do is just drop the driver's side panel off to the side. You don't have to disconnect anything. And then you come to the passenger side, and this is where it gets a little interesting. You pull off the side panel, it pops right off, and you have 2 7mm screws. 1, 2. Then you're going to have 2 plastic tabs, one here, one here. You pop the plastic tabs off, 2 more. Then you're going to have one right by the latch, underneath the dash, kind of inside the glove box. You'll have a screw right there. And then you need an extension to get to these guys. They're way in here. Let's see if I could. Yeah, right there. There's one there that was taken out. And then the same thing on the other side of the glove box. So all told, we have, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It looks like 7 screws have to be taken out. And when you pop this off, we have to be careful because there must be wiring going to the trunk release. So either we got to take off a connector there or something. We'll take a peek once we get there. Okay, for those of you who don't know how to take out the trunk release connector, it is actually on the bottom, on the very bottom of the right under here. There's a little bit of a latch that catches on to there. So you got to basically get your screwdriver and release it right there at that tab. And I also noticed I missed a screw on the driver's side, so let's go back to the driver's side. And right along here, facing down, there is, right there, you see that screw hole? I already took out the screw. And you see two screw holes. There's one screw. And you take that out, and that releases this side of the panel. Okay, so I'm letting the actual glove box just hang by the string there. And we disconnected the trunk release. Now all you have to do is just ever so carefully, you got to tug on this. Just tug. It's straight out. Try to come straight out on both sides. And then you'll see it's ready to go. What I'm going to do, I think I'm going to just see if we can take this panel. Good. So this panel you could take out. You don't have to worry about that connection. So the only connection now I have to disconnect from the back will be the power port, the 12-volt power port. We'll do that right now. Okay, so to get the 12-volt power port disconnected, you just got to press in. There's a release latch. And that's on the bottom, of course. You can't see it, so it's a little bit of a bear, but you could get to it, and then you pull it out. You press this in, this tab in, and then next is you have the emergency flashers, which is right here, and that's easy to pop out. It just snaps in. I don't know if you could see it from here, but it's pretty easy. There's a little bit of a snap right there that catches on. You just pry it off, and then the whole flasher button come off, and at that point it is totally gone, and now we're ready to remove the stereo. In the back of the radio you have two connectors, and there's a tab right on top. Just press down on both of them. Just press down on that tab, pull it straight out, and the antenna pulls out, but it's not the standard type of connector, so I'm going to have to get some sort of converter for that. To retain the chimes and the turn signal clicking, you're going to need the access
of the radio
module,
connector.
And it comes with a wire harness, and it comes with a programmable box that also will retain your steering wheel controls. Unfortunately, for this particular brand, because it's an off-brand, the steering wheel controls wouldn't work, and it has a lot to do with their box communicating to the head unit. I was on with tech support for about 2 hours. They're really good people over at Access, and unfortunately there's nothing that can be done. But as far as the chiming and everything else, it's all working great. Their wire harness adapter makes it so easy to do it. It's all labeled out. It plugs into the original plugs from GM that comes with the car. You just got to kind of crimp them in or solder them in, and then you're ready to rock. And that went really smooth. That was pretty easy, and you could hear the chimes. Using the Metra 95-3302 trim kit, it worked like a charm. The only modification that had to be done to the trim kit is to remove, there were tabs that came up to here. So I just cut those off so it will lay flat. And the trim kit does have a curvature to it, which matches the rest of the dash assembly. And here's how the finished product looks like with the dash kit. It really fits very well to the car's dashboard. It does have that curvature that I was telling you about right over here. And the only problems I had with installing the dash trim kit to the radio was that you had to cut the tabs right here. There was tabs that came from this kit to right about up here. You just have to nip them off. Same thing on the other side. Nip that off. Also, where the holes match up, the mounting holes where you put your screws in, there's a protrusion, a nipple of some sort on the back on this side that has to be nipped off as well. And it's all plastic. It's very soft plastic, so it's easy to do. And I did have to drill holes to attach the sides to the head unit. But again, it's plastic. It was very easy to drill, and it took me maybe 10 minutes to attach the trim kit to the head. Now, if your unit has navigation like this one does, I recommend putting the antenna for the navigation right around here above this vent. So when you have this pulled off, stick the antenna to the top of the vent here, and this will slide right over. You don't see it. Plus, the satellite signal is very strong at this point. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, if you could hit that like button and subscribe, that'll make me filthy rich. I appreciate it. Have a good one, everyone. Hey everybody, Ricky D. The thing I've been wanting to do since I got this car is get rid of this old GM stereo head unit. The only modification that had to be done to the trim kit is to remove, there were tabs that came up to here. So I just